Armor Wars series, really, being changed into a movie. Wow, cool, man. We're going to talk about it today on the movie news headlines of the day. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And on today's show, we're going to be doing a Smile review and talking about some Tom Hanks movies. But we're also going to be taking a look at a lot of sequels that are going to be coming out, apparently. Is there going to be a Waterboy 2? A new American Pie movie. Well, it's been a while since we've seen one of those. And Now You See Me 3 apparently has a director. Okay, and then I want to weigh in at the end of the show with a bunch of headlines that dropped during the week that, well, I didn't get a chance to do or talk about. So with that being said, let's just get right into the big headlines, talking about what's going on with this Armor Wars, because it was supposed to be a series, right? Marvel shakes up Armor Wars with Don Cheadle's series. It's now being developed as a movie, which is fine by me because, you know, there's too many Marvel series. And I said it the other day, you know, I haven't even seen all of the Marvel series yet because there's just too many of them. And it's not that I'm not a fan. It's just, hey, sometimes you just can't get to everything that you want to. And if it's going to be changed into a movie, I think that's a better format. I think it would be a better format for, Armor Wars, because I don't even know what the heck that's about. But anyway, Marvel Studios has shaken up its Armor Wars project for what was supposed to be a series is now going to be developed as a feature film. Okay, well that's good. And apparently they had some writers on this already. And this comes to us from the Hollywood Reporter. Okay, so Don Cheadle is coming back. Well, we knew that. War Machine. Yazzer Lester, who was acting as head writer on the series, will remain as the feature scribe. So it's going to be the same writer. That's fine. That's cool. It had been eyeing a 2023 start date on the series. So, hey, you know what? Sometimes this is what Book of Boba Fett should have been. They should have transformed it. Like it was a movie at first, then they broke it down to a series. But I think they should have took it back to the movie. Because it was kind of like Boba Fett and then Mandalorian season 2.5 kind of, right? Yeah, that's what they should have done. But, okay. So working as a movie. Little is known about the log line for Armor Wars, although it was brought up earlier at D23. Yeah, we knew that. Okay, so it was first announced Armor Wars in 2020. Not too much else other than that. Then, okay, that's what you need to know from this. Is that it's going to be, no longer a series, but now as a movie. It's an exclusive on Hollywood Reporter. Guys, what do you think about that news? Does that work for you? I'm just checking to make sure that everything is rocking and rolling here, guys, on the old OBS. Okay, so it looks like it is. What do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments below. Moving on, September box office apparently was one of the worst months in a long time. And, guys, not a lot came out, actually. You know, box office in years worst September in 26 years, excluding the bad year of 2020 where everything got shut down. But apparently, well, yeah, it wasn't that good. Well, because, you know, big movies like Black Adam were supposed to come out, but it got pushed due because, well, VFX issues because of that big P word that everybody, the C word, I suppose, is the big word you can't say, right? Yeah. So even myself going to the theater, I think the most packed one I think was Bullet Train, and I'm just guessing 50 people. Last night in Smile, which we'll talk about in just a few moments, maybe 20 people, but it looked like this. It looked like this, like very sparse. Hey, some people actually sit in those front rows there. Huh. Oh, yeah, sometimes in those theaters, the very back of the front rows are not that bad. And it looks like this is a theater of some quality, at least. It looks like the seats can recline. In my 4 theaters here in town, my seats recline. I mean, come on. Yeah, no. How many theaters we got? Yeah, 4 theaters. They all have reclining seats. They all got the handle, the cup holders on the side there. So, yeah, that's the only way that I like to roll. Could you imagine going? I did. When I went to see a movie over in another town, it was the old style theaters where the seat didn't move. It was like very rigid. It was kind of like, oh Imagine sitting for 3 hours in a theater like that. Ooh, I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle it. Anyway, yeah, the worry was not this. The box office for September was not good. They just compare it to other years. Like last year had Shang-Chi out in September, and so that was good. Yeah, there was really no big other blockbusters that came out in September because, well, it was kind of like, that's why you saw Top Gun hang in there for the first time, right? Smile opened up last night with 2.5 or 2 million in previews, which is good. Don't Worry, Darling, first week with 2.5 million at the box office. But Smile is the big opening this weekend. And if you don't know, I posted my straight out of the theater reaction last night for it. It's up on the channel right now, so go check that out. and it was, yeah. Well, you know what? Let's talk about Smile right now. We pretty much know what's going on with the box office anyway. Let's take some live comments here. Armor Wars in a movie format will pack a better, quicker punch. Yeah, I think so too. Especially with Ironheart coming out into the universe, Don Cheadle deserves a red carpet premiere. Our Glass Viking says yes. Yes, he does. Our Glass Vikings also says, first movie I reclined, I fell asleep. Well, hey, and you know what? Those theaters, those aren't the VIP theaters that I have here in town. This is just standard seating for me. This kind of thing. Well, this looks a little bit boxy. It looks like the seats are all in a row. Ours are a little bit staggered. Yeah, I think they are, right? No? Yes? No? James? Maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, yeah, that looks a little boxy there. But our seats are a little bit more like this. But yeah, and the full reclining with like the thing that comes out from the bottom where you can like put your feet out and stuff like that, and like an actual reclining chair, that's VIP. I could see falling asleep in one of those, but it's like $27 a ticket. But you know what? You get waiters that come in and ask for like what you want to eat and stuff like that. It's just really, it's quite the experience. Anyway, let's get on and talk about Smile, the big topic that everybody wants to talk about today. So I went out and saw Smile last night. It was one of the horror movies that I've been looking forward to for this fall here. And it was rated R, 155 minutes, 68 or 6.8 there on the IMDb rating. What is Smile about? Well, Smile is about after witnessing a bizarre traumatic incident involving a patient, Dr. Rose Cotter starts experiencing frightening experiences that she can't explain. Rose must confront her troubling past in order to survive and escape her horrifying new reality. And in my initial reaction, I said that it was an awesome concept. I forgot to mention, too, that one of the other standouts was the acting in it. From Sosie Bacon. There she is right there. She's the main character. And if you didn't know, she's the daughter of Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon. Good performance from her. And in fact, based on her performance alone, it's one of those things, if you're a student of acting, I would say go out and check this out because of her performance. She does such a great job of, like, they say it here in the synopsis that, she must confront her troubling past. So she's got some demons there going for her. But then she also has this incident with this patient that really starts the movie. Like, it's like it has a great opening sequence. And I like movies that have good opening sequences, like opening scenes to establish the tone. And it does it with this girl here that you can see smiling. And that's not a spoiler. We've seen it in the trailer, right? Yeah, and then once you learn about her past and stuff like that and what's really troubling her, is she going crazy or is this a real thing or not? That's the great concept, right? That's the thing that makes you go, wow, I want to check this out. And they do such a great, fantastic job here of setting that up for like the first, hour and a half almost. Yeah, first hour and a half. Parker Finn also wrote the screenplay. Good. It was really good execution in that. Kyle Gallner is in this. Caitlin Stacy is the one who kicks us off there with her kill, right? And then Cal Penn is well, he's like the lead doctor at her hospital where she works. And I thought it would be all about her in the hospital, but it's not, guys. It does have some eeriness to it. And I'll tell you this. It did get some people in my theater with some jump scares. It certainly did. And it was weird watching people reacting to the people, like the smiling. The smiling, like some people were laughing at it. But then once you realize that they linger on it, it's just like it actually becomes eeriness to the point where it's like, that's not a smile of somebody who's happy. That's, wait a minute. It just clicks into here where it's kind of like it's off. So what's the tomato meter looking at here? 76% by the critics with only 76 reviews and 82% by the audience. Yeah. Smile photos. Let's take a look at some of these photos. Hopefully they're not too spoilerish. Okay. Okay, so that's her sister. Yeah, she goes to a birthday party and some weirdness happens there. Some rather disturbing things happen there. Yeah, and then it's just all about her. Is she losing her mind? And great, as I said, great performance for sure. Absolutely stellar. And as I said, for the first hour and a half, I would have to say this. It was ranking up there as one of my favorite horror movies of the year so far. Like it surpassed Scream for sure. Yeah, and the smiles. Like it just lingers on this. Like people start in my theater were like, oh, no, yeah, that's creepy, man. And we've seen that in the teaser. So yeah, the smiles for sure are definitely yeah, you don't know what to make of it, but it registers psychologically for you up here. And the weaknesses for me was the third act, and I'll go into spoilers tomorrow on the Horror Weekly Roundup. But let's take a look at some of the snapshot reviews here. There are highlights scattered throughout, but there are stretches that will make you antsy for reasons other than a potential scare. And that's a good review from Austin Chronicle. Let's take a look at a bad one here from the Independent UK. The latest example of how a single effective image isn't always enough to sustain a feature-length film. Yeah, but they explore other ideas with it. I could see that it's a bit too long because the running time was 1 hour and 55 minutes. I can understand that it's a bit too long here. Let's take a look at anybody else here. Any big other names that jump out at me here? Double Toasted. Corey there on Double Toasted says, Smile is a very well put together movie. Parker Finn is a director to look out for. Yeah, and I would say that because I don't know if it's like the third act falls apart because it does what Sinister did. You know, Sinister was a great concept, execution in the first parts of it. But then once they try to start to explain as to some of the things that are going on, it felt like the studio shoehorned in something that they spent some CG money on that they shouldn't have, right? And it's like, that was unnecessary. You didn't need to do that. It was well established that leaving it just as a possible entity like that affects your mind kind of thing, it was far more scary. Anyway, I've said enough. Let's take a look at all the critics' reviews here. Arglass Viking says in the live chat, was Smile left with the potential of a sequel? Yes, it definitely was. It definitely was. I just want to see if there's any names here. I want to see if maybe Perry Nemiroff is on this, but maybe she doesn't have hers in yet. Because I want to see what she said. Dan Merle, he's somebody who's always trusted. Parker Finn is really good at creating a genuinely creepy atmosphere and some disturbing imagery that stayed with me long after the jolt of the jump scares faded away. And it did for me too. It did. Because, as I said, that smiling thing, it sticks with you. And I found myself kind of like, afterwards, kind of like not scared, but like creeped out by the concept of like this, like some trauma that can infect your mind and stays with you, right? and then hinting at it being possibly kind of like an entity or like a demonic spirit, it ramped it up. But it was in that final act where I know that's where a lot of people will have problems with it. But Smile, guys, it's definitely, if you're a horror fan, go check it out. If you're a fan of acting, go check it out, because it is going to be probably in my top 5 horror movies of the year for sure. Bibbiani, there we go. What's he say? William Bibbiani. What's absolutely riveting about Smile is the way Finn consistently absorbs the audience in Rose's foggy mindset. Yes, he does a good job of that. Because it's like she starts to question her reality and you're along with her on that ride. Her baggage is enough to fray her nerves and ours without any supernatural assistance. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And I wish they would have stayed on that. All right. Okay, there's Perry. There she is. What's she say? A catchy and unsettling urban legend-like concept with a phenomenal lead performance from Sosie Bacon. I agree with that. And its core. Smile marks yet another for horror in 2022. So she really liked it too. That's good. That's really good. Smile. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And what would my score be for Smile? Yeah, I'd have to end up with the critics there. Mine would be 7.5 for Smile, for sure. That's where I would rank Smile. Out of I think that's the only other big movies coming out this weekend, right? So I don't expect too much more to happen on the box office to happen this weekend. I don't expect too much to change. Let's take a look here. Because last week, well, see, Don't Worry Darling will be chopped in half. That'll be around 10, 11 million. Can Smile get more than that? I hope so. Woman King, Avatar. Yeah, all of this will be chopped in about half. So Smile, hopefully. Don't Worry Darling, the reviews for that were mixed, even though I liked it. Yeah. Art Glass Viking says Black Hole Sun should be the anthem of Smile. The music video foreshadows Smile. A little bit. Even though Chris Cornell has come out and said that the lyrics for Black Hole Sun are actually about nothing, which I still don't think it is. I still think it means something. Great song, though. Great song. Anyway. Yeah, Smile, guys. Yeah, and that's my recommendation of the weekend, for sure. We'll talk about some spoilers about it tomorrow and where it really fell apart for me and some of the things I didn't like. Because I can't really talk about that stuff too much without giving too much away, kind of. And I think I've already perhaps said too much. Well, hopefully just enough for you guys, if you're interested in it, to, well, really go and check it out. All right. Let's move on to some other headlines. We've got a big show today, so we got to get through some of these rather quickly. Freya Allen to star in a new Planet of the Apes movie. The Witcher star will play human lead, while Owen Teague will play the ape lead. Now, I never watched The Witcher, mostly because, well, of that opening scene. It didn't work. You're saying that he is underwater with this big thing grabbing him and it didn't create any ripples at all? No. Anyway, I know what they were trying to do. I know what they were trying to do, guys. It's just, for me, maybe it was something about the production values. It doesn't. Anyway, let's not digress. Let's keep on focus, James. The title of it's going to be called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And very little is known about it. That if it's going to be a direct sequel to War of the Planet of the Apes, or if it's going to take place like hundreds of years after. Let's take a look at what some of the quotes here that say, with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, we are privileged to continue the series tradition of imaginative, thought-provoking cinema, and can't wait to share Wes' extraordinary vision for the new chapter with audiences in 2024, said Steve Asbell, president of 20th Century Studios. So this is already going into production, it sounds like. Sounds like it's going into production pretty soon, actually. while we know the title of the film for now and who the main players will be, the plot of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes will be what? Such whether it will be another remake of the original film, the seeds of which have been planted in the circus starring movies. The production yet to begin. It seems as though we won't find out for a certain while longer. All right, so basically all you need to know from this is we got the stars, Freya Allen and Owen Teague, and we got the title, or at least the working title, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Cool. Hey, I like those Apes movies. Especially I like War of the Planet of the Apes. For me, I would rank the first one is the best one, with James Franco, just because I liked him trying to cure Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. And then I like War of the Planet of the Apes. And I know a lot of people like the second one the most when he fights Koba, but I'm kind of like, meh. Okay. Hey, that's my preferences. But talking about what your favorites were, Tom Hanks says that he's only made 4 pretty good movies. And this came out the other day too, guys, like 3 days ago. But we're catching up here. Tom Hanks discusses that his career, and he said he's only made 4 good movies. You guys agree with that? I think he's got a pretty good track record. We know that he's made some stinkers, but, hey, sometimes your career starts out. But which movies does Tom Hanks consider his best? I would have to say Forrest Gump is up there for one of them for sure. What are yours, guys? He won Oscars for Forrest Gump in Philadelphia. But, what would you add into that? So let's take a look at his IMDb, because I want to see what you guys would say is some of his best here. Big would be on my list. Castaway. Yeah, Castaway would be up there too. And Saving Private Ryan would be in my top. He said 4, right? So we'll give you 4. Forrest Gump, and I even think Castaway would be up there too. And in fact, I think Castaway is better than Saving Private Ryan. At least performance. Okay, see, Saving Private Ryan falters in the third part because of too many Steven Spielbergians, like his decisions, what he was trying to do, Spielbergianisms. That's what I wanted to say, Spielbergianisms. He puts in a little bit too much of his style. Am I a good person? That kind of thing. Tell me I was a good person. Like, it's like, no, you're trying to pull on the heartstrings a little too hard there, Stephen. Anyway, other than that, Saving Private Ryan, he was the great performance. And I even liked him in Big. That would have to be in like the top for me for sure. But Pinocchio was not well received by people. I liked him in Elvis. Elvis was good. Let's take off. I'd have to, the voice of Woody there too. Some people, as good as the voice acting was, for me, I'd have to take the voice acting off the table. Sully, meh. Bridge of Spies, meh. Saving Mr. Banks. Now, I know that Cloud Atlas is one that he really enjoyed making. And I like the concept of that, too, of him playing all these different types of characters, but almost like the same character, but played in a different way. It was just really a great concept, but it lacked in its execution from the Wachowskis, right? Extremely loud and incredibly close. I didn't mind that one either, but like that one being in the top 5. So let's get to the ones that really jump out at us here. His big movies. Da Vinci Code, no. Terminal, no. Lady Killers, no. Road to Perdition. I know that some people liked Road to Perdition, but yes, Castaway, Green Mile, yeah, for sure. People would put on their list. Saving Private Ryan, as I said. You've Got Mail, Sleepless in Seattle, those kinds of things, if you like that kind of stuff. Apollo 13 would be up there for some people. Some people want to put Philadelphia by default, but it's not something that I really want to. A League of Their Own, I would put up there, but is that really a Tom Hanks movie? Because that's more about the ensemble cast. But that movie is such a lot of fun, right? What else? Bonfire, Joe versus the Volcano. He did a lot of those weird ones, right? Bonfire of the Vanities and Joe versus the Volcano. Turner and Hooch was good. The Burbs. Yeah, I'd put that one out there. Big, Dragnet. What would your list look, guys? What would your list of his top 4 movies look like? Mine would have to look like, let's see if I can pull up my word here. There we go. There's mine. Tom Hanks movies. So I would put Forrest Gump, Castaway, A League of Their Own, and then Saving Private Ryan. Now, if you're not going to give me A League of Their Own because of the ensemble cast, I would switch it out with Big. Because Big was just, hey, it happened when I was growing up, and I was there with him, kind of like, what would happen if I grew up like that? And Elizabeth Perkins in that. Ooh, yeah. It was one of my first crushes, right? The Burbs is so much fun. Yeah, just the way that he goes crazy there at the end. That was so much fun. So much fun. And Dragnet, too. I mean, come on, with Dan Aykroyd as a cop. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. But yeah, Forrest Gump, Saving Private Ryan. Oh, and I didn't put in here Green Mile. People would put Green Mile in there as well, right? Maybe Green Mile would take out A League of Their Own. Those would be the top 4, right? I like quite a few of Tom Hanks' movies, not seen the rom-coms. The Post was his most recent movie I've enjoyed. Okay, The Post was the most recent one. For me, his most recent one I think the most recent one that I enjoyed was, I did like him in Elvis. I liked him in Elvis. News of the World. And I really liked him in, what was that, the other one? I liked him in Hologram for a King, even though it was a very dialed back performance. Sully was meh. Yeah, so there you go. Elvis was the last good one. But what are some of your favorite Tom Hanks movies, guys? Let me know in the comments below. I just thought it was a fun little thing to do, right? Talk about some of his movies there and what people thought. Because, yeah, I thought he's a big star. I think he's made more than 4 of them. For sure. For sure. And what's your list? Let me know in the comments below. Arglass Viking says all of your Tom Hanks list in Turner and Hooch. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one too. That had a sad ending too, didn't it? Anyway, what's not a sad movie is American Pie, and I'm a huge fan of the American Pie series. I certainly am. A new American Pie movie in development at Universal. And you know what was great about talking about ensemble casts is that these guys had good chemistry all working together. And I wish they made more movies. Like, it's like the cast from Clue. I wish they made more movies, right? It doesn't have to be an American Pie movie. Just cast them in a movie together where they're all working together because they work so well off each other. That's what I would say. But a new one. So is it going to be a new movie with these guys? No details of that just yet, but we got the writer of it. Because American Reunion, what was that? It made some good box office, guys. And that was in 2012. American Reunion made like $234 million worldwide. That's a substantial amount of cheddar for like a small kind of raunchy comedy that probably only cost like $40 million or something. 234 back in return. That's pretty good. I'm surprised. Like, there have been talks of making another one for the longest time. It just hasn't come together. But it looks like we finally got something in the works here. From The Hollywood Reporter reveals a new American Pie film is in the works based on an original pitch by Sujata Day. Okay. Who previously starred in Insecure and wrote and directed and acted in 2020 film Definition Please. Okay, will develop and write the new installment in the comedy franchise. Though no plot details have been divulged, Day's foray into long-standing franchise has described as a fresh take, meaning that it will likely mark a departure from the core group and tell a new story set in the American Pie universe. No. They tried that before. They tried it with all those like weird spin-offs of like Band Camp and Girls Rule. It got so weird. It was just abominations. Either just reboot it, or don't say that it's in the same American Pie universe. Like, just totally revamp it, make it like it'll be weird having it being a girl as the main character, going through like the trials and tribulations of becoming, you know, mature in high school. Yeah, seeing it from that perspective, I think that could work. No, it doesn't. I'm not saying that just because it sounds like it's a female that's doing this. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying give us a little bit something different. Our Glass Viking says in the live chat, Sean William Scott was the MPV of the American Pie and pretty successful career. He was great in Goon. Yes, he was, and him too. Yeah, yeah. He bounced off the cast very well. It was like the five of them. You don't see him here, but yeah, go with that core for sure. I'll keep my eye open to see what's going on with this stuff because I really liked the four movies. I really did. I thought American Reunion had some charm. Maybe you could just say that you're going to deal with their kids now, right? And they could be like cameo. Maybe Jason Biggs there can play his father's role. Yeah, to see that kind of turn around on itself. We'll have to see that for sure. All right, what's next? Oh, Pomo in their live chat says, "Did you see The Woman King?" No, I haven't seen The Woman King yet. I was sick this week, man, and just getting things back together. But it's on the list. It's on the list. All right, what's next? Waterboy 2. Adam Sandler would do a sequel to The Waterboy, which I think is probably his best film because it has all the Adam Sandler isms in it, but it's also a little bit dialed back. And it has a feel-good message to it at the end. It's not all of the degrading humor on things all the time, right? Yeah, so he was asked about this recently. Would he do a Waterboy 2? Which I think it would be fun to see. That would be fun to see. So what did he say here? Let's take a look at his quote. That would be fun as hell. I love Mama. I love Henry Winkler. I mean, come on. He's always going to be Coach Klein to me, but I don't know, man. It's funny. I don't know what the ideas would be. Yeah. I guess he was, what was he talking? It was in an interview with Variety Awards Circuit Podcast. So he was on a podcast, and the subject of sequels came up. And yeah, for me, Waterboy probably is my favorite for sure. Because I like sports, right? And I like football. Our Glass Vikings says Bulletproof is my Adam Sandler go-to movie. Okay. Bulletproof, yeah. Yeah, I remember that one. What do you guys think? We did that story too of Captain Encino. He won the rights to be on AEW television as that character. I don't know. I think it would be cool if there was a Waterboy too. It doesn't sound very official though. It just sounds like he was asked about it. Hey, you never know with Adam Sandler with these Netflix deals. If he can get, it sounds like he would love to work with that cast again. And Henry Winkler's not getting any younger, so hopefully that happens sooner rather than later. Did you guys like the Now You See Me franchise? Did you like the first one and the second one? Let's take a look at this story. This is a little bit more concrete. Ruben Fleischer to direct Now You See Me 3. And the second one had Daniel Radcliffe in it, right? Yeah, there he is right there. Hopefully if the third one comes out, then they'll be able to get Isla Fisher back, because I liked her in the first one. And I liked the series overall. It was kind of like magicians doing a heist, like Ocean's 11 style, right? For sure. A third one, I got no problem with it. Yeah, Woody Harrelson, Jesse Eisenberg, Dave Franco, Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, I'd be out for this. So Ruben Fleischer did Venom and Uncharted. Yeah, I could see that style fitting in very well with this, with a Now You Can See Me 3. So he's attached to this project. It's been in development hell for 3 years. But yeah, great twist in Now You See Me. The second one was a bit cheesy but enjoyable. Great cast throughout. Yeah, and I liked Daniel Radcliffe there as Yeah, he was the bad guy in it, right? Um, anyway, I thought they were just a fun little romp. Nothing major. And like, I wouldn't say that it was epic. I wouldn't say that it was an epic series, but okay. Ruben Fleischer, Uncharted. Now I'm doing a Now You Can See Me movie. Now You Can See Me 3. Wrap that up as well. Well, who knows? Maybe they want to turn it into a long series. But it sounds like they have had trouble getting it off the ground for some time. I think that I'd be on board for that. He did Venom, so he can handle that tone. I think he's good. He'll be good at handling the tone of that series. I'll keep my eye open, see when more details come out about that. All right, where are we at? 12:37. Guys, in just over an hour. I forgot. Hey, you're watching Mirror Domains. If you don't know what we do on this channel, we do the daily movie news live show that you can see at 12 p.m. Eastern here. And there are all my social media handles. Guys, I think I'm going to take a break from Facebook. I'm going to do a challenge here for October and not log on Facebook for like the month. Sorry, Facebook, you're out. And maybe I'll switch it up with some Twitch. Hey, you know what? All of those little shorts that we do here on the YouTube channel, because of the shorts only allow you like 60 seconds. If you want to find the extended versions of those, check out the TikTok or Instagram, because you'll get like, I am allowed a minute and a half for those. So actually, I'm allowed 3 minutes for TikTok, but Instagram allows you 90 seconds. So you see extended versions of those that give a little bit more context to the shorts there. I think you'll enjoy that. Plus a little bit behind the scenes stuff. And what else? Oh, we do live reactions for series like House of the Dragon. Episode 6 is out now, guys. Ooh, yeah. The new actors do a great job in that. And I really like that. It's kind of like a launch to the second half of that season, of the first season there. Andor is up on, well, actually guys, I got to make an announcement here. Andor was blocked because I guess I left the audio or picture on. They don't tell you, they just block it. And they give you the time codes where they're blocking it. So I've tried to blurt out some of it. We'll have to see if it gets released, but that's up on the channel. You can see the highlights still. The highlights of it are still up on the channel. And we do She-Hulk 1:30 p.m. on Thursdays. All of these are 1:30 p.m. Episode 7. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like it. And then just in about 40 minutes, we're doing episode 6 of the Rings of Power. Hey, what's going on there? She's all covered in ash. Did they go to Mount Doom? Ooh. And of course, on Saturdays, we do the horror weekly roundup where we talk about all the big horror movie news headlines during the week. And then, we do movie news there that we're doing right now. Ooh, okay. So let's talk about, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I may even end up doing a full video on this on Netflix. There's a series out about Dahmer. And the cast in it is Evan Peters, the guy who played Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, and Peter Jenkins, right? What do I say about this? Okay. This series, I watched the series. I glossed over a few episodes, though. There was a number of times where I hit the fast forward button, mostly because, you're like, what does this have to do with anything? Like, there's a whole episode where it's kind of like, okay, he goes to great lengths to seduce somebody back to his apartment to kill them. We get that. We need a whole episode about that? And what I didn't like about it is that they kind of started to try to say that, to maybe give reasons as to why he did what he did. Like maybe his mother took too many sleeping pills or something like that while she was pregnant with them, or like they almost tried to justify it, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that. And things came up, well, original case reporter criticizes inaccuracies in the show. And I'm sure there was. Because I've watched documentaries about him. And I would tell you this. Maybe you should just watch a documentary about it. Because, performance-wise, he doesn't really, because Dahmer himself was just so deadpan and monotone. You don't really get, he does that, but it's not scary or eerie. It's just kind of like, okay, it's just gross, right? You're capitalizing on all this guy's deeds. And they even address that in like the second last episode. Is like, you shouldn't be making money from this. What about the victims, right? And it's kind of like, what are you talking about? You made a whole 10 episode series of this, and you're talking about capitalizing and making money from it. It just seemed a little bit paradoxical to me. And as I said, if you wanted to know about him, I would recommend going to see just watch a documentary about it. Because there are some, granted, there are some good performances, as I said, from Richard Jenkins, who plays the father, right? Richard Jenkins, right? Yeah. He's the best performance, for sure. He plays the father, and you can see that he really goes out of his way to try to help his son, and not, he does a lot. And then there's like Molly Ringwald plays his wife there. She doesn't play the mother. She's like the stepmom, kind of, right? His parents divorced, and then Molly Ringwald, who's barely recognizable there, plays the stepmom. Yes, that Molly Ringwald. Like, look at her there from the Breakfast Club, and right there, like, wow, that's. Once from episode 3, once I realized that she was in it, I stuck with it because I wanted to see what these two actors were doing. I wouldn't say that Evan Peters did a fantastic performance. I wouldn't say that his performance has got to get awards recognition. It's not one of those kinds of performances. He plays it as it should be played. It's kind of like, yeah, he was not a good dude kind of thing. And my recommendation is just watch a documentary, man. Because I almost feel dirty watching it. Because they do talk about it like we're making money on this. Should we be making money about this kind of stuff? It's the same kind of thing that came up when I was watching Inventing Anna. Inventing Anna was that series that was about that person that conned people out of their money, and then even from jail, she's still conning people. I stopped after 2 episodes and realized, oh yeah, she's just a con artist. Don't give her money. Don't give them a claim, right? Now, she didn't do anything as bad as Dahmer, but it's just yeah, it's that kind of gross kind of feeling to it. Like, watch a documentary, guys. That's the way I would say. I don't know. Maybe I'm off base here. What do you guys think? Did you watch the Dahmer series? If you did, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. But it's something that, because I was sick this week, it was kind of like, hey, give it to me. Let's catch up with some of these things. Our Glass Viking says, even Evan Peters was great in Mayor of Easttown. Not a fan of glorifying Dahmer. Yeah. This being needs laid to rest permanently, in my opinion. Learn from the tragedy and move on. Yeah. And they address that too. There's a really weird speech by a judge at the end about his brain, because they saved his brain or something that they wanted to do research on, but he's kind of like, this is an ugly chapter. Or how did he phrase it? He said that this was an evil chapter in human history, and let's get past it. And that's the way I felt about it. Yeah. because it's disgusting and stuff like that. They show it's pretty graphic at parts too, right? So there you go. That's my thoughts on the Dahmer series. I was going to do a big long breakdown of each episode and stuff, but nah, let's just move on. Let's move on. All right, guys, let's talk about some big top headlines that dropped during the week that I would have talked about if I was feeling 100%, but they're not listed here on the side, but they are in the description below. And let's start off with that Star Trek story. The movie officially removed from the December 2023. Well, no, this is a no-brainer. This movie should never even been... Like, J.J. Abrams and, like, the other producers came out and said, we're definitely making this movie and it's going to be out next Christmas. It's like... And then it came as a shock to all the actors. And it's kind of like, dude, seriously? And now that it's being pulled and people say, well, it still should be made. No. Anton Yelchin is gone now. They made their 3 movies. That's the way I would look at it. They made their 3. Shackman was going to direct it, Matt Shackman, and then he's now going to be moving on to the Fantastic Four. My thoughts on this, guys, is that good. I think it should stay off the table. I don't think they should ever try to ever make another movie in the Abrams universe. Just move on. It's time to move on. That's the way I feel about it. And as far as you looking to make another movie, hey, you know what? Patrick Stewart recently said that he'd be open to making another TNG movie. Go there. That's what I would do. That's what I would do. For sure. That's where I would put my money. But you know that the studio would want to make it that big, over the top, glossy look to it. No. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the new Star Trek being removed. I don't know if it'll ever get another chance at it. I don't know. I can see there being movies made about a young Jean-Luc Picard for sure. Yeah, maybe a young Jean-Luc perhaps. Because there's story there to tell. Him coming up, even before he gets to the Stargazer. All right, what else is coming up? There was that big story of Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine. And at first, I hated it. I hated this story. I was kind of like, he said that he was done after Logan. Actually, so did Patrick Stewart. He said he was done after Logan as well. But then he showed up in Doctor Strange 2, and I didn't mind that. So I guess I won't mind Hugh Jackman returning as Wolverine in Deadpool 3. It just gives me questions as to then... You thought that the MCU wanted to reboot the X-Men with their own Wolverine. How will that work in the timelines? Unless somehow Deadpool is not going to be part of the MCU that we know, the proper MCU that we know. Deadpool will just still be on its side thing. Or they both rip to, they get, dimensional portal opens up and time, allows them to have this kind of thing. I think it's okay. I don't expect him to get super buffed up again like he was in previous films. There have been suggestions that it could be like a road trip type movie. Okay. The gags would write themselves. And people speculate about that too. Like, hey, yeah, they both have healing powers. So after realizing that, okay, well, they already sort of brought in some of the older characters there. Okay, I'd be on board with it. I know a lot of people out there, this is like their fan dreams come true. It's sort of for me. But you don't hear a lot of people talking about Deadpool 2. You don't. But I like Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, so yeah. And I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. He is my Wolverine all the way. So that'll be cool to see what happens. I'll keep my ear to the ground for this for sure. Any kind of set photos that come out, I'll be tracking this project as it comes along to see exactly how buffed Hugh Jackman will get again for this. And how big his role will be. Will he be like an alternate universe of Wolverine? Who knows? A road trip movie. Okay, well, that sounds funky. Like, yeah, dial it back a little bit. Perhaps that can work. That's what I would expect. All right. What is another big story that dropped this week was that the Blade director, leaves the MCU project. Script trouble reportedly hindered the film. Yeah, and we heard the reports that apparently the script is not that good. What did they say in here? It was like script only had like 90 pages or something and only 2 action scenes or something. Due to continued shifts in our production, the scheduling. This says what the studio says, right? But Tariq, oh God, he's going to be 51 this year, right? I all the complaints that people have about, like, they have to cast a younger James Bond because he's got to be committed for like a long time. Well, you know what? Mahershala Ali is going to be 51. You want him to be 61 playing Blade? And if this got a new director, we're supposed to start shooting this November. Man, you know what? I'd scrap the project altogether. And I was excited about it too. I recast Mahershala, and people would say, well, but he's 2-time Oscar winner. How could you possibly do that? Or like Oscar nominated. It's like, guys, get over that. It's not just about that. That doesn't sell any. That shouldn't be the selling thing. Yeah, I would love to see a younger one because he's older than He's older than what Wesley Snipes was in Blade 3. You guys realize that, right? And if you're going to go that old, just bring back Wesley. That's what I would do. Yeah. Jeff Snyder there says pages. I was told the current Blade script is roughly 90 pages and features exactly 2 lackluster action sequences. Mahershala said to be very frustrated with the process. Feige said to be spread too thin. Yeah, I could see that, Feige. But hey, that's just what the sources are telling me. Don't shoot the messenger. Yeah. Yeah. This project, it shakes my confidence in it for sure. And it's a bummer. It's a real bummer. Our Glass Viking says recasting of X-Men and other Marvel characters not being legal until contracts lapse is a way for Marvel to make the most out of Jackman before contracts expires. It needs to be an explosive storyline. Does it? Does it need to be The thing is that if it's huge, then people will want more, right? If Deadpool 3 makes $1 billion, then they'll want Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. And we'll never get a younger Wolverine. We won't. What else is big on the headlines here as we're just roaming along here? The Munsters came out this week and was supposed to be on Netflix. I guess it's only going to be on Netflix USA, because when I checked my Netflix here in Canada, it wasn't there. But how did it fare? Oh, that's not good. 41% by critics, 36% by the audience. Ooh. That's not good. After we watched the trailers for it, I had my reservations. Rob Zombie, I don't think that maybe doing this kind of this was a passion project of his. He loved the Munsters, right? He should have maybe not have gone on this, but it was partially crowdfunded too, wasn't it? Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the snapshot reviews here from Variety. Oh, this is a positive one from Variety. The Munsters, the family of ghouls 60s sitcom that Zombie is adapting, was such a tic-tacky piece of gothic badhouse surrealism, word salad, that the movie broad and solvently as it is works more than it doesn't. Like, what kind of jargon and BS is this? Was such a tic-tacky piece of gothic badhouse surrealism. That's when the editor's saying, hey, I need it to be 50 words, and you just add in schlock. Let's take a look at somebody who said that it's bad from Bloody Disgusting. While his choices here fascinate as often as they clash with one another. Zombies struggle to reconcile his vision with the source material results in a perplexing failed experiment that quickly overstays its welcome. Yeah. Oh, Bibiani says Zombie just seems to want to live in a peacefully eccentric world where creatures can party down and suck blood without having to worry about any of the normies bothering them. The appeal is understandable, but it doesn't make for much of a movie. Yeah, I would agree with that. I understand what he's saying there, right? Do you guys? Double Toasted says, I respect Rob Zombie for his sincerity in making this. You can really tell he's having fun and his heart is in it. However, Zombie tries several different types of comedy and fails at all of them. Yeah. And I watched some reviews up online now that are out because it came out on Tuesday, guys. I don't know if they should have gone for it being in color. Maybe I think they should have left it in black and white. There's just something jarring about the color palette with the green and the purples. It's the green and the purple. They clash so much that it's and the lighting here you can see that on the pots that they use they put like those colored films over them. Yeah. Arglass Viking says Tim Burton would have made a better Munsters movie, or Sam Raimi. Yeah, Sam Raimi would have been awesome at this. He would have made something. he would have made something quirky. Like that's his bread house, right? I didn't hear good things, and I saw it on the shelf in Walmart the other day too. That it's out on hard copy, but I couldn't justify spending 16 bones on a Munsters movie. Especially after reviews like this, guys. It's just, if it comes to Netflix Canada, if it opens up, I don't know why. Hey, guys, it's the you bought it. Why would you keep it just in the States? Netflix. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's just bizarre. It's just really bizarre. All right, guys. So that's all of the tidbits that I think I wanted to talk about. Let's just round out the day by taking a look at some of the other topics that perhaps I missed as we're rounding down now for half an hour till the Rings of Power. Yeah. The Rings of Power. Which I'm looking forward to. And hopefully we don't get any copyright claims and blocking. Come on. Play ball with me, guys. Hey, sometimes I do leave the microphone on just a little bit too long. Sometimes I leave the picture on just a bit too long because Andor really absorbed me because it's good. It's good. Let's take a look at what's going on here. All right, let's take a look at the old Twitterverse. Round us out. Anya Taylor-Joy dropped out of Robert Eggers' Nosferatu due to scheduling conflicts. There's that scheduling conflicts right now. Lily Rose Depp. Well, I'll tell you this. Lily Rose Depp is nowhere near the caliber of an Anya Taylor-Joy. Nowhere near. Ooh. Okay. Nosferatu. But I'll give her a fair chance. It's just, and that's a bummer. Robert Eggers. Because that would have been like the third film they would have worked on, right? Because they did Witch and Northman, right? I'm thinking about the right director. Yeah, I am, right? What else? Oscar Isaac and Dua Lipa. They're not a couple, though. Are they? A new American Pie is officially in the works. Yeah, we know that. And there's a good picture of the 5. This is from American Pie 2. Yeah. Which I really liked as a sequel. I liked it a lot. Good soundtracks, too. They had good music in the soundtracks. I'll be up for that. Somebody says this is being made for me. Yeah, cool. All right. Hey, Pinterest, get that out of there. What's this? Rachel Sennott? Don't even know who that is. Do I? Should I know? Now you can see me. 3 is in the works. Yes, they should remake the original Porky's. Says Art Glass. Yeah, maybe. Shauna Lynch. She's in The Woman King. I really need to see that one. The Witcher, Freya Allen is going to be in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Yeah, we talked about that. Harry Styles is being campaigned for Best Actor? Really? Supporting category, so supporting. For My Policeman, probably. Don't worry, darling. Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Willem Dafoe, and Margaret Qualley to star in And. Okay. Bones and All trailer is out. Yeah, I seen that with Timothée Chalamet. We saw a teaser for it. Venus. Oh, the other thing that opened up on Netflix this week was that Marilyn Monroe movie, Blonde. And it's like 3 hours, guys. And it's boring. I hate to say that. And it was covered with the controversy that you'll see her nude and stuff in it. I was like, whatever. We've all seen people nude before. Oh. Peter Nyong'o. Yeah, Blonde is pretty boring. New look. Well, I wouldn't say that her performance is all that grand either. Anyway, new look at Lupita Nyong'o and Michaela Cole in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Cool. All right. That one's I'm still meh. I don't know. Amelia Clark. Cool. Sebastian Croft at Dream It Con. What the heck is Dream It Con? Hey, you know what? I still like her. Amelia Clark. New trailer. Jeremy Strong. New trailer for Tar, starring Kate Blanchett. 1.8 million views. Huh. I'll have to check that out. Alright, guys. Oh, yeah, this is the announcement piece, right? They didn't really even say that much. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it was just a song over them talking. And I seen that people were trying to decipher what they were saying. I seen that. Kiki Palmer, Sadie Sink, Shuta Gatwa, Simone Ashley. What the heck is this? For time. Okay. Yeah. I don't expect him to get this ripped, guys. I don't expect him to get this ripped. I'm guessing for the most part of the movie, he'll be... I don't expect to see him shirtless at all, actually. It wouldn't shock me at all if he were to be... covered up all the time. I think that's about it. Dahmer clock on 196 million hours viewed since its release. The fifth biggest launch in Netflix, behind Squid Game. Yeah, that's why we had to talk about it, right? Because people are watching it, and I wanted to weigh in with my thoughts. Morvith Clark, yeah, they're talking. There's Michael Adriel. We're going to be seeing her in just 24 minutes. I'll take a break here. And Paul Mescal. Don't know. Joyland. All right. Viewership rose 3% for episode 6. And people are ragging on them. I think she's a them, right? Is that... Or sorry, that's what this actress won't... That's not even act. This actor wants to be called a they, them, I think. right? They did a good job. I like the older Rhaenyra. I like the relationship there too. I think it's, I don't know. Brendan Fraser will be honored. Okay, cool. All right, I think that's it for us today, guys. I'm just bumming around here. Not too much else. Oh yeah, and there's the final trailer for Halloween Ends that came out this week. Um, I don't think people are gonna. I think it was gonna be a mistake for them to do the time jump. We'll talk about this tomorrow on the weekly horror weekly roundup. Actually, maybe I'll watch it then too. I think it was doing the 4-year time jump was a huge mistake. Huge mistake because the original plan was Halloween Ends was going to take place right after Halloween Kills. 4-year time jump. And they're not even going to address or talk about that 4-year time jump. Like, where was he? What was he doing? Just a quirk. All right. Taron Egerton. Netflix thriller Carry On. And yeah, a younger Wolverine. He would have been one of my picks up there. I think he could. I think he could pull that off. Um, yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to take a break here. Namor. Last of Us trailer also dropped this week too. I know a lot of people. I'm not going to be doing a full live watch along for this one. I know people want me to. I just. I don't know. Maybe I should have rethought doing 4 series in a week. I really should have thought better of this because it's yeah, it's a bit much. Jennifer Lawrence. That's a good way to cheer my day up. Jennifer Lawrence. All right. Smile. Yeah, there we go. Let's finish with that. Smile, 77%. That's not quite where it's at right now. Let's refresh where it is. 76% when I loaded this page. Let's refresh it. See what's happened. 78%. So it went up. Good. Yeah, more people are liking it. Yeah, smile. Guys, it's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Go out and see a movie like Smile and Hocus Pocus 2 opens up this weekend too. So yeah, on Disney Plus, it opened up today, right? So maybe I'll check that one out too. And I'll just watch that one and give it like a normal movie review if I do. All right. Guys, see you in about 20 minutes for the Rings of Power if you're going to join us. And if not, I'll see you next Monday for more movie news. And tomorrow for the Horror Weekly Roundup. Thanks for the show, guys. See you next time on Mirror Domains.